so I have to stabilize her while there was a camera motion um, tilting and panning up, and then I have to fake the parallax. So, which
Wow.
I don't have the element of the other side of her body, so I have to try to warp and then to fake that, which that took me some time, even though in the show it happened for just like 2 seconds. But to
Wow.
make it look believable, there's actually a lot of work to you have to put
Done. Yeah.
into it. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. So the VFX industry is notorious for tight deadlines. We were talking about that and
Mhm.
long nights, but you said it's not in your case. When things get crazy at 2 a.m., how do you keep yourself sane and creatively focused? Any personal rituals or mindset that helps you power through those crunch time sprints?
Yeah, so when I know that I have to work late for a certain project, I'll always be honest with my supervisor and let them know that I need the extra time. And I would just try to take as many breaks as possible if I'm really tired. But
Yeah.
in the end of the day, you need to plan in your head to make the most efficient choices to finish it in time. And if the clients are good with the results, you don't have to go too far into
Yeah.
fixing stuff, and yeah, you can just let it go. I feel like at least for me now I'm in my 30s. I can't really stay up late anymore, so I will try to when I know that something is going to take long, I would actually like take a short break to just like think in my head what's
Wow.
the most efficient way to finish this in time and not, work till 7
Yeah.
a.m. or something crazy like that.
Wow. Wow. So visual effects is a huge team effort. Can you share a story of a time when collaboration and communication with your team really saved the day or elevated a shot
hmm
beyond what you could have done alone?
Yeah. So for me, I'm never shy about asking for help and questions. Um, so if I need something to be done a certain way that I know that I can't do it, or I just haven't figured out a way to do it yet, I'll always reach out to people. And for example, for a film that I did last year or 2 years ago, it's called The Exorcist Believer.
Mm,
It's a horror film, and then I have to help developing the like a ghosting effect look. So me and a few other artists, we just have multiple meetings to come up with a game plan to achieve that, and then for some of the more senior and technical artists to develop the gizmo and stuff to incorporate it into making the effects looks more real
mhm.
and more cool. So communication is definitely very important um, when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I feel like maybe some artists they are more like a lone wolf. They just kind
Yeah.
of they do stuff on their own. But yeah, I will always seek help um, if I need to.
Okay, great. We're going to take a break and we're going to play a game, True or False. And it's time to test some quirky facts about your life and career. Are you ready, Victor?
Yeah.
Okay. True or false? The best visual effects are the ones the audience never notice.
True.
True or false? You pulled all nighters to finish a shot on time.
False.
Uh, True or false? Hearing will fix it in post on set can be a VFX artist nightmare.
True. Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
w- Working on a Marvel movie meant you knew big spoilers before your friends did.
Mm, false.
No amount of CGI can save a movie with a weak story.
True.
You can't help but notice CGI mistakes when watching movies now.
Very true.
True or false? Tools like AI will take over a lot of VFX work in the next decade.
Hmm. True.
True or false? Seeing your name in the end credit still gives you a thrill every time.
True.
And finally, true or false? Breaking into the VFX industry was tougher than actually doing the VFX work.
Um. This is a difficult question. Nowadays, true, but before, it's yeah.
Wasn't easier.
If you asked me the question 2 years ago, I might have a different answer.
Okay, and we're going to move on to our final segment,
All right.
advice, future goals, and reflections. For film students or young creators aspiring to work in VFX, what advice would you give them? I know you weren't shy about reaching out to industry people on LinkedIn, earning a career. So aside from networking, are there specific skills or mindset they should cultivate to thrive in the fast-paced, ever-evolving visual effects industry?
Yeah, I would feel like for compositing, definitely pay attention to details because what I do, it's a lot of time is to make things look real and make things look like seamless from the original provided footage. And I know you mentioned the like besides networking, but I feel like one key things for me to still, even after the strikes and still staying in the industry, a big part of it is actually really just networking and be persistent and relentless. If you need to apply for jobs and stuff, I'm sure a lot of people, I'm sure I don't need to tell all the students applying for jobs to keep sending out emails. They are probably all gonna be doing that. But
Same thing.
I send out, yeah, I reach out to a lot of people. I send out a lot of emails, and then I move on quickly from rejections, because I knew that I don't have time for, just like feeling sad for not getting this gig. But really just try to stay positive. Um I'm trying to tell myself that every time. So since like 2 years ago, with all the strikes, like I said before, work
Yeah.
has not been the most stable.
Yes.
So I was on like a 2 month break before um, this week or last week, this week, and then during that 2 months, of course I was applying for jobs that it was also a good time for me to, oh, okay, maybe I can try other stuff. So I was actually spending a lot more time on set during my downtime in those 2 months, and then just get to meet new people and just try to tell them that, hey, I'm doing post production visual effects. I actually met someone on set who's a visual effects data wrangler who introduced me to a visual effects supervisor. So like networking, connecting with people, create your own opportunities is very important.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a great advice. If you could digitally composite yourself into any classic movie scene in history, which would you choose to jump into and why?
Huh. So this is a difficult question for me. I don't want to give out very like lame answers like Star Wars, but I love horror films.
Yeah.
So I I kind of want to put myself in like a film like Final Destination and then see how I would die in it. Um, for some reason, that sounds really cool to me. I even though I love horror films, I really want to make those like gory effects, but I haven't really had a chance to work on any of like
Yeah.
those kind of films. So yeah, if I can composite myself into one, it's probably just a victim in
Yeah.
Final Destination.
That's great. And what are some of your future goals in your career? Do you envision yourself becoming a VFX supervisor,
Hmm.
working on a dream franchise genre you haven't tackled yet, or even directing your own project one day?
Um, Yeah, so definitely being a visual effects supervisor is my goal in my career path, or also like a compositing supervisor. I feel like for those positions, you don't necessarily need to be the most skilled compositor, but you just need to have a good eye for details and also um, the a good mindset and ability to communicate with people. And I do eventually want people to depend and like rely on me. And I want to be versatile enough to work great both on set and in post.
Yeah,
So yeah, I would love to be a visual effects supervisor one day, and now that I'm more familiar with the onset terminologies and started meeting people who's actually working on set, I do feel like I'm like one step closer to achieving my goal, and yeah, so yeah,
that's amazing.
hopefully I'll get to work on the horror films. I'll be a visual effects supervisor. I get to decide how gory it's gonna
Can be.
be. I don't know. Yeah.
That's amazing. And how can our audience connect with you?
Yeah. So you can find me on my website and also LinkedIn. And don't be shy to send me a message there or send me an email or look at my website. Yeah.
That's great. Perfect. We're nearing the end of the show. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. Victor Lin, everyone. Thank you, Victor. Pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.